Hey guys, welcome back to the Sales Society, where today we're going to be doing a video breakdown on sales dynamics. And if you aren't following them, you absolutely need to. They are I would say maybe 2 to 5 companies currently doing it right now, which are so willing to give out content. But I would say from their perspective, they are so willing to, in my opinion, almost overshare and give you guys real tools that you guys can use out there immediately to get better. So if you haven't followed them, you need to. Their content is incredible. But without any further delay, let's just get right into it.
How are you feeling?
You know, I got little nitpicks when it comes to door knocking. One of the biggest ones, though, is when people go, "Are you the king of the castle, the queen of the castle, the cardinal of the castle, the priest of the castle, the pope of the castle, the duchess of the capital, the princess of the castle?" Okay, that is a line that we use in order to break preoccupation, or at least alarm guys did like 8 years ago. The thing is that now we have these things called door knocking apps, and if you're working for a company who doesn't have one that at least lets you know relatively what the person's name is when you go to knock their door, they're gonna smell the sales on you in a second. Okay? When your cable guy shows up, your electrician shows up, whenever you talk to your doctor, none of them say things like, "Are you the king of the castle?" They either...
This is such a big deal. And he gave away so many nuggets right there that I really want to take a second to kind of break down what he just talked about. So he quickly slid by the fact that there are apps out there that basically you can look up and it's preloaded information. I would really recommend those apps. So for example, the main ones are going to be Sales Rabbit. Spodio is going to be another one. What is the other ones? Oh, Canva. Yeah, Canva. I completely forgot about it. I mean, I personally use Spodio. It's more for like larger teams. I would usually recommend. Sales Rabbit's great. There's just different tools for each one, but those ones can usually give you their names right off the bat. So if you haven't, it's a really great resource. As you have the names available, you always want to greet them by their names. Hey, are you Justin? Or hey, are you Kim? Or whatever their name is. And actually, on a quick note, something else you could say, it's not as good as having their name. Their name is always going to be the move if you have it, but just simply saying, hey, real quick. You don't have to be cheesy. You'll notice when you're out there too, people like to be very straightforward. Then you build into a relationship. But if you're out there and you give the vibe that you're going to waste their time, it's always going to fail. So one of the great lines that's really nice to use as an intro, it's, hey, real quick. Because it lets them know, hey, I'm going to do what I need to, and then immediately I'm going to get out. Nobody likes their time wasted.
All right, RSDers, it's Garrett. I'm out here with Carlos Morales, the Wolf of Solar. And we just filled up the Tesla over at Sunoco right down the corner. So I think we are ready to knock some doors.
So I already sold him, them, and them in the last like 3 days. So I chatted with her before, and she's kind of a classic customer that's kind of overwhelmed by all of existence.
Yeah, it happens.
Hey, good to see you again. I just needed to take one more picture of the meter on the side of the house, and all good. All good. All right, cool. Everything else though on the project looks like it's good to go. One other hat tip, if you sign a deal that's the same day, like you signed in that day, figure out any possible excuse to have to come back by the house in the next like 2 or 3 days, just so they keep seeing you and they remember who you are. And that'll keep the deal a lot stickier.
This is huge. We're about to get into some details about that. That's the difference between a rookie and a vet, that right there.
Would you say they're less likely to cancel on someone that they know?
That's it.
Way less likely if it's someone they actually know and they're part of the community, which is why it's so important to stay in like one area for a long term.
Yep. All right, let me explain. Let's talk about that, because that was such a big point. He kind of briefed it over like it was like, hey, just a quick tip. No, that's huge. So this guy's incredible. One of the things is it's called the 2-3 day rule, and that's actually a rule that we teach with our sales associates. It's called 3 days. Realistically, you want to do it within a day or two, but 3 days the latest. You always want to follow up with your sales. So a lot of sales guys, unfortunately, out there think their job is done as soon as the ink dries, right? It's not. Usually what happens is it's called the 3 day rule, okay? Your chances of getting a cancellation are much higher within that time period, and let me explain. Someone just did a transaction with you, and on top of that, it was a rather large one. Usually what happens is they immediately go to coworkers, friends, or loved ones, or start doing research online. And if any of those things tell them anything negative, their alarms go off. You'll see that when they were with you, they were literally your best friends. Everything was amazing. But immediately what happens, because nobody followed up, it was a little fire. But because you didn't put it out right away, within 2 days, within 3 days, within 4 days, within 5 days, 6, 7, their mind just started becoming like a cesspool of fear and doubt, and it's too late. The next thing you know, you get a phone call asking, they're like, hey, we need to cancel, or we're canceling, or usually they're not even going to talk to you. They're going to shoot you a text, hey, sorry, we're canceling. And that's it. And you'll notice you'll try to put out the fire then, but the issue is you waited so long that by then it's not a little campfire, it's a forest fire, and you're too late. So the difference between a rookie and a vet is having good systems. He just said something that should not be brushed past. Within 3 days of you getting a sale, you need to be following up with your customer. One of the things we do is we drop off no soliciting signs. We'll drop off pies. We'll drop off a gift. We'll drop off something. But basically, you need always need an excuse to go back, and it's just a touch, right? It's just a, hey, just checking in. Hey, just want to drop this thing off. How's it going? Oh, great. No way. Oh, by the way, I got an update. Your guys' system looks like it's progressing great. I actually took it over the team. I actually ran over the numbers. You guys were saving by far one of the most amount in the community. So congrats on that. Just something small, and use any of the lines that we just said or the excuses, but you need to be following up with your customers, man. I'm telling you, you're going to see your cancellation rate drastically drop just with that small little difference.
Hello.
Dude, the sun's so down.
Okay, got it. What a great name.
Good guys do that all
That's
the time.
fantastic.
Just stay loose.
Awesome. Okay. Well, then I'm going
Nice
to
compliment. Good
mark
body
it as a
language.
follow-up, and then I'll be back here probably tomorrow. I'm Carlos, by the way. What was your name?
Dominique.
Dominique, good to meet you, man. All right, have a good
Super
day.
chill. Love him.
So with that house, it's actually the son who I was talking to who's not the owner. You don't want to spend too much time with people in the situations because,
dude
to
knows
be
what he's
entirely
doing.
honest, if you're 25 and still living with your parents probably aren't respecting you very much. So you don't want to go in depth on the pitch to have them misexplain it to someone just so they end up getting turned off before you get a chance to actually talk to them. Just go ahead and figure out when they're going to be home and then just start up a new conversation with them.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's such a huge point. Dude, this guy's incredible. This is literally my BFF right here. So really good stuff they're putting out. Okay, so let's talk about that in detail, what he's talking about. So if you notice, you at the door, you have to make up your mind whether this is the main decision maker. Okay, that's what it is. Now, there's going to be supports. Okay, there's going to be people that matter, and there's going to be some people that honestly probably don't. But you have to ask yourself, am I talking to the main decision maker? Or if you're in part of our internal group, you're going to notice we call it the dominant. So the dominant personality type, they're the ones that are going to take the lead on things. They're going to be the ones that say yes or no. Now, having said that, when you talk to subs, which are submissives, right, they're going to follow the person, the dominant person in the household. They're going to follow whatever they say. Now, this is not a male role. This is not a female role. This is not anyone role. It could be anything. Trust me. But you're going to have somebody be the main decision maker. The subs, what you want to do is if you find yourself in the exact same situation which he found himself talking to the son, you want to data collect. Okay? Data collect. So for example, find out the dominant person's name, find out what they do for a living, find out anything you can. Okay, so that way when you come back, you are so loaded with information to either make a relationship with, something to use as a way to get an appointment. Trust me, if you're at the door, it can still be really beneficial to set yourself up for success later if you're data collecting. So remember, even if it's not the main decision maker, you want to collect information so that way you can use with the main decision maker.
We have a bunch of Nat homes right over here, which is perfect.
This guy's adorable.
So
by the way.
like on a door knocking app, if you're marking a lot of Nat homes or whatever, it's not
what
the
you would
person's never gonna
call
be home. It
a
just lets you know the
GLG,
kind of
good-looking
hours
guy.
the person works, which is most likely 9 to 5. So go back to those territories again and keep digging and keep digging and keep digging. Because even if someone hasn't been there multiple times before, it's just a matter of timing. This entire job is pretty much timing. If a customer ends up, or a potential customer ends up being really rude to you one day, they might actually not be rude to you 3 or 4 days later. They might just be dealing with things that are going on in their own life.
Dude, this guy's a vet. Guarantee this guy's making over $250,000. Honestly, probably way more than that. Just because of his attitude, his mindset, this guy's a winner. It's a fact. But yeah, that's something that's usually not talked about. This job is actually a lot of timing. So even for us, it's kind of funny. We actually, with our door knocking app, right, that we use internally, we never even have an option of like the door's dead. It literally would have to be that, what's our rule? 3 of our guys have to get shot? No, I'm joking. But it's kind of to that level. Like if someone's mean to you, that doesn't mean the door's dead. It has to be like, like they have like 62 pit bulls with like laser beams on the back of their heads, like waiting to shoot anyone on site that comes on their property. Then, okay, maybe that's a dead door. Maybe, but on a Thursday, we still might knock it. So I love the fact that he's giving that advice.
All right. So as long as you can catch them at the right time and you're in the right timing in your own mind, as in you're speaking with conviction and attitude, then you'll be able to get that sale. And so the more time that you spend in the neighborhood, right, respecting your areas, respecting your 300 to 400 houses, and that's it for 6 months. That's how you really garner just an absurd amount of momentum and comfort. And that's one of the cornerstones of this job, because if you're comfortable in your own skin, then people are going to be comfortable around you.
God, oh my God, dude. The amount of juice he's just pouring out all over us, just, oh, yes, please. I joke, but in all seriousness, it's so much good content right there. So it needs a second right there, because here's the thing you need to understand. Well, a lot of times when we're training guys, okay, what they'll do is they'll be 100% focused on the people in front of them. And that's not a bad thing, but let me explain. What he's talking about is, if you notice, he said something that was just it was so smooth. It was silk coming out of his mouth that it like kind of came in one ear and out the other, because it was just like, wow, that was nice, but whatever. He said that your attitude, your timing, how you're feeling that day, dude, it's huge. I cannot tell you how many times we'll take a guy that already knocked an area, send him back in, but he just had coaching that day. He had a shift in mentality. He had something different, and his results absolutely changed, even in the same turf. Because the one thing you need to understand if you're going to be in sales is you are 50% of the equation. Yes, your client or the person in front of you is the other 50%. But your 50%, you need to be at 100. You need to be sharp that day. You need to have a great attitude. You need to be ready to roll with the punches. If they tell you to F off, you tell them what position, right? It doesn't really matter. Like, you're just so loose. You're just like, if you don't get out here, I'm going to punch you. And you're like, dude, the worst thing is I'm going to like that. I'm kind of into that stuff. I'm joking. Haha. I've said that before. But anyways, I digress. The point about it is be nice and loose and limber, have a good time, and that energy spreads. You are part of the 50% of the equation. It might not be bad turf. It could be. But the one thing I will tell you that every time will fail you more than bad turf is bad attitude. Every single time. So the fact he said it is huge.
I'm on one today. Hey, I was back over here about a week back. My name is Carlos.
Try it again.
You, Daniel, by chance?
Nah, he ain't here.
He's not here right now?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to be back in a little bit tonight?
He's out of town right now because he's at work right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just make a note.
Yeah, he'll be back in, said, 8 days, I think.
8 days? Actually, I'll be back from Mexico literally around then, so I'll just swing back by. Actually, a random question for you. It's been a hot day out here. By any chance, would you happen to have like a bottle of water?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. I'm thirsty. I remember when I was door knocking with my older brother, the thing that blew his mind away was how I just asked for water from people. He's just like, bro, you just spoke with such power. I was like, I just asked for water. Oh, dude, thank you so much.
Oh, sweet.
Dude, this sounds so cheesy, but it's small. I'm actually going to challenge you. If you're watching this video, you need to start doing that, okay? And here's why, okay? The reason why asking for water is such a big deal is because without realizing, you're training yourself to ask for something. If you are scared to ask for something out in the field, you are going to fail. 9 out of 10 times, the customer doesn't say, hey, can you please sign me up? No, you're going to have to ask for the appointment. You're going to have to ask for the sale. So what he's doing right there, it's small, right? Oh, I was thirsty. Yeah, he was, and he's a good looking guy, but he's keeping himself in the mentality of constantly be willing to ask for something. This guy's like a genius. Not only is he handsome, he's smart, and dude, he's a total package.
All right, cool. My name's Carlos, by the way. What was your name?
Brian.
Brian? Good to meet you, man.
Appreciate
You
it.
got a name right there. Should immediately go into your notes, by the way. Hey, I spoke to Brian last time I was out here. Danny, right? Oh, awesome.
Water procured.
Oh, yeah.
Now chug it.
Delicious.
I can never actually drink water whenever I have a camera. Can you open it for me?
Yeah, I absolutely can.
Thanks.
Ooh, and strong.
Oh, I can't open it. Teamwork.
Awesome.
How you doing? Hey, were you guys the homeowners here, or were you just renting?
Okay, so I was gonna wait for the right time to kind of bring it up, but we've already said like nice and loose. But if you notice, they're like, there's a smile on their face, they're having a good time, right? It seems so small, but it's not. Okay, when you're nice and loose, you never know when the right door is gonna come. And here's the one thing I would tell you: a lot of reps, for example, they'll have like 10 doors without an answer, 20 doors or whatever, and then finally when they do have a door that answers, they're not mentally ready to succeed. They're kind of like thrown off. So it's kind of a game. You always got to stay nice and loose to have that good energy about you, because you just never know when that door is going to be there. That was the one. That was the one that you were about to have success with. Funny enough, when we go back to the video right now, I think this one, it wasn't even a door. I think it's just somebody walking down the street.
You're the owner? Hey, my name is Carlos. Good to meet you. So in West Tampa, the company I'm working with, we've been doing all the solar projects in the neighborhood. Did someone get a chance to talk with you? Because it looks like you guys are pretty busy. Basically, all that's happening right now is that they're trying to bring in more renewable energy in the
Okay. We really have to take a pause here. This is a huge deal. We need to point out a few things, okay? So here's one of the things you need to notice he's doing. If you notice, he purposely brings his voice down. Now, actually, that could be his natural tone, but if it's not, you need to pay attention to this, all right? So when the mind gets too ramped up, when there's too much emotion, they can't take in new information. So you need to get them nice and comfortable. So let's really pay attention to how he does this. This is perfect.
You're the owner? Hey, my name is Carlos. Good to meet you.
Boom, right in.
So in West Tampa, the company I'm working with, we've been doing all the solar projects in the neighborhood.
Watch.
Did someone get a chance to talk with you?
Okay, so if you notice the vibe about it is when you ask that question, it's almost like he's doing it like in a sense of like, how can I explain it? Someone's trying to tell you a secret. There you go. That's a perfect way to explain it. It's like, hey, was someone by yet? Like, did they already kind of let you know? And what happens is when you start dropping your voice down, kind of like this, what happens is it actually draws the client in and actually opens up their mind to want to listen to what's about to come next. But if you just keep the same tone and you just keep talking like this the whole time through, blah, 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 it's like putting all your food in a blender. They don't know what the heck you're talking about. So this right here is music to my ears when you have what's called a heartbeat. Heartbeat is basically highs and lows within your tone. You always want to be high energy, low energy is basically what you always want to be playing with. He crushes it right here.
So in West Tampa, the company I'm working with, we've been doing all the solar projects in the neighborhood. Did someone get a chance to talk with you? Because it looks like you guys are pretty busy. Basically, all that's happening right now is that they're trying to bring in more renewable energy in the neighborhoods. That's why we've seen the uptick in solar installations recently. The main thing is that basically for the homes that qualify, you guys don't actually have to pay anything out of pocket for it. Okay, based off of what?
It's around the property.
You basically own the.
It's around the property, multifamily.
It's a multifamily unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
It's only for the homeowners.
So are you renting or do you own it and then?
I own it, but it's 3 apartments.
Okay, that's perfect. Because if it's as long as it's stated as a multifamily unit and not.
Freaking iguana. Anyways, I get distracted. But there is a really good point. It's so small, man, but
So are you renting or do you own it and then?
I own it, but it's 3 apartments.
Okay, that's perfect.
okay, I use that line literally for everything. It's my Frank's hot sauce. I put shit on everything. Okay, And it's what it is. It's saying that's perfect. All right. No matter what the client tells me, I literally say, oh man, I'm so glad you said that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, we were actually about to leave. Oh, this works out great. But what it is, and I'm sure he's being genuinely sincere here, but I really want to point this out. That is a word that you want to start adding to your vocabulary, to your arsenal, is basically always going with the flow. And I'll tell you this much. There are times where they'll say something that it's not perfect. Okay. What it is this. It's, oh, my roof is horrible. Literally, man, I have half of it missing. Oh, perfect. I'm so glad you said that. We were actually, this is the craziest thing. We were only looking for half roofs today. I mean, I'm shocked too. But obviously, are you? No, not really. In the moment, though, you want to train yourself to always go with whatever they say. It's kind of like improv. And actually, on a side note, if you're doing sales, I'll tell you this much. One of the things that I have guys do every once in a while that drastically helps out their sales is going to improv class, because that's really what this is like. When you're out there, you're literally just designed to go with the flow. Whatever they tell you, oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. So something's like a small tip, but it makes a huge difference. So I really wanted to point that out. I love that he said that.
Because if it's, as long as it's stated as a multifamily unit, not as an apartment on its title, right?
On the title is it's weird.
I like weird.
The title is weird.
Yeah, West Tampa's kind of weird.
Single family.
What did I just say? What did I just say? That you go with the flow. I haven't seen this video. Okay, I'm watching it live with you guys. I didn't know he was gonna do that. But successful people out in the field always do the same things, man, because the same things get you success. And if you notice, no matter what, he goes with it, man. It's such a big part of success. I'm falling more and more in love with this guy. I'm sorry, but I am.
Family and then zoning for multiple. It's kind of okay. The house originally was single family.
Okay.
Sometime in
Perfect.
2007, I believe, 6, around that, somebody turned it to 3 apartments.
Okay, got it.
So it's like a grandfather-in-law.
Got it. Well, that worked out great for you, because now you're renting out 2 of them.
Yeah,
High five.
and-
High
but
five.
I don't
High five.
know.
Yeah.
Usually when I hear advertisement for this stuff,
Yeah.
they say single families, blah, 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 blah.
It's 50-50, and the thing is I can get some info in order to kind of figure that out pretty quickly. I'm just wondering, so for the 3, is it all billed under one electric bill? Okay, perfect. So it's 3. So that's not as big of an issue. Do you actually have 3?
I'm gonna tell you right now, that probably isn't like perfect. It's not like ideal, right? Ideal, it probably would be easiest to have under one bill. But here's the thing though, if you notice, he's not letting anything stop him. That is everything when it comes to this job. No matter what they tell you, you keep going. Okay, this is a principle that we usually have to teach to salespeople, and there's a difference between walls and speed bumps. Oftentimes, salespeople look at a speed bump like it's a wall, like it's impossible to climb over. And fun fact, because I'm Hispanic, ain't no wall even stopping me then. JK. Anyways. But on a serious note, you got to keep moving forward. You got to train yourself to just basically keep moving forward is the main thing. There's a difference between walls and speed bumps. You just keep going. And no matter what this guy's telling him, he's just progressing. It's beautiful. It's an art.
Separate breaker boxes?
3 legal units.
3 legal units. Okay,
Yes.
awesome.
That's why I said it was one
cool.
family, and somebody turned to multi-family.
Yeah.
Probably the area used to be multi-family, and before change it,
Yeah.
because now the title it says single family,
Yeah.
but it's more than 2 units.
Yeah. When did you?
Less than 10.
Yeah.
How come it's single is less
He's
than
about to
10?
heartbeat. Watch.
It's kind of less than 1.
Or he tried to.
It's kind of weird.
Yes.
You love that.
So
You
George,
love
when did you
laughter.
buy the property?
9 years ago.
9 years?
8 years ago.
Oh wow.
8 years ago? Got it. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, so is the electric boxes are they on the side of the house? Can we go take a look at that real quick? Okay, get it. Yeah. So, have you been able to raise the rent pretty significantly over the years?
No, I'm doing okay. I'm not follow the area.
Huh?
I'm below the area.
Below the area?
Oh yeah.
I'd be high-fiving him right there. Dude, you're incredible.
right? They get enough of that, huh?
No, the difference is I live here.
Yeah.
I live here, and I'm out of here. Yeah, that's
Like the smartest guy I ever know.
They don't see me every day, right?
Yeah. They can't complain right to your face.
Oh, they can call.
Okay, yeah, that laughter, man. It seems so small, but this guy's a genius. You always laugh with your clients. And here's what we're going to do. There's so much good content. We really want to break this down into sections. Hopefully you guys already took away a lot of really good stuff. And with that said, we just really want to thank you guys again for watching the material. And as always, we should be pumping out videos. We're going to be trying to release 2 a week. And actually, we're going to be picking up more than that. But for now, 2 a week. We want to thank you guys again. Thank Real Sales Dynamics. Make sure you guys follow them. And as always, we will see you guys out there in the field.